Live from beautiful Oriole Park, interleague baseball on MLB The Show. It's the San Francisco Giants taking on the Baltimore Orioles. With my partner Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. Biggest storyline coming into this one is how effective this team's starting rotation has been of late. They've been on an absolute tear, Chris.
Yeah, Boog, they've been lights out. It's almost like each starter's trying to outdo the last. Game after game, they're keeping opposing hitters just guessing up there at the dish. Can't wait to see if that momentum carries over to today.
First pitch coming your way next. And starting this one, Shane Baz. What should we keep an eye on here?
Anytime you have 5 pitches to work with on the mound, that repertoire can be a real weapon in terms of keeping hitters off balance, man. It's one of those things that I'm going to be looking for in this one. Does he have a feel for all of those pitches, or is he just able to get 1 or 2 over in the strike zone where he wants? Now, it's tough to do to be able to command all those pitches, but if he can, he is going to be very tough for the opponent today.
Jung-Hoon Lee, the leadoff batter, as he swings through it for strike 1.
No. Well, second pitch of this game and already getting squeezed a little bit.
Here's a high fly ball out to center. Cowser on his way over. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. 1 away. Now we take a peek at the Giants lineup. It features a great veteran presence, Rafael Devers.
This guy had an on-base percentage of over 400 last month. That's just telling you he's taking his walks, he's getting his knocks, he's finding some holes. Everything just going really well for him right now. But don't overlook the fact that that happens because he's having consistently good at-bats.
Luis Arias, the next to hit, takes ball 1. Fought off foul. Yeah, that's fouled off. Just underway from Baltimore. Popped up left side. Westberg drifts towards it. 2 away.
Batting third, shortstop, Willie Adames.
2 outs, base is empty. Willie Adames stands in. 0 for 4 in the loss yesterday. This one in the air, center field. And that is that. Middle of the first, no score. Back now at Oriole Park. And now here's the starter for San Francisco, Landon Root. What do you got on him, Chris?
Well, primary pitch is an outstanding sinker. It's hard to pick up out of the hand, but in the last few feet really has arm side movement. Tough pitch for hitters to get the barrel of the bat on.
Jackson Holliday digs in now.
No, that's a ball.
Swing and a liner foul off to the right. Ripped on the ground to second. In time to Devers. 1 gone, bottom half of the first. All right, let's take a look at the Orioles lineup now. One guy they want to get turned around in the 6th spot, Adley Rutschman.
Yeah, Boog, he just hasn't been himself at all lately. I mean, it's hard to know if it's mechanical, if it's mental. It's just a struggle all the way around. It's something that everybody goes through. I think the key is you've got to stick to the process. You've got to focus on every pitch and don't worry about the result. Take it one pitch at a time, one at bat at a time. I think that pitch surprised all of us. Right down the middle, doesn't get a swing. Not very often you see a hitter lay off a cookie like that.
That one lifted to left. 2 up, 2 down.
Batting third, first baseman, Pete Alonso.
Here's Pete Alonso. Hitless last night, and they only scored 1 run. That one's in there. That's strike 1. That's a little bit low. Up the middle. It's in and out of his glove. Gets off a throw. Misplay doesn't cost him. Inning over. Orioles held in check there. Scoreless after 1. Back here in Baltimore, here's a cleanup hitter for the Giants, Rafael Devers. Chris, you played here in 2002. What are the memories that stand out as to being a member of the Baltimore Orioles?
For me, it was just pulling into the parking lot and having those that were there with an encouraging smile or a pat on the back, regardless of how things were going. It made it a lot easier to come to the ballpark, whether you were doing well or you were struggling. And then the way that they treated your family. I mean, this is a great place to play, and I'd say it's got to be one of the top places in all of baseball.
The 0-1. Swing and a miss. And you had a cameo in the movie Moneyball as an Orioles player in a highlight clip. Got him. 1 out.
Well, take a look at the 3-pitch sequence here. Pretty simple in terms of putting them away at the plate. Once you're ahead 0-2 as a pitcher, you can really expand the zone and see how aggressive that hitter is going to be trying to protect and battle. And right there, clearly he was in swing mode, but all you can do is hope to foul that off.
Foul ball. Second inning here, no score. Pitch misses there, and that's ball 1. That one missed.
Great job of laying off those pitches down in the zone to even the count up at 2-2. Such a better feeling for the hitter.
2-2 now. Chapman tries to hold up, appeal to first, no swing. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
Not the best location with the fastball on strike 3, but when you're pumping high 90s, you'll get away with some of those. More margin for error. You know, the fastball has become such a huge strikeout pitch in the sport, and I think a lot of it has to do with all the attention and emphasis on improves.
And that's the 3rd out. So they make short bottom of the inning. So now the Orioles cleanup hitter, Taylor Ward. Oh, he doesn't get the call. And that is ball 1. Lifted in the air, right center field. And there's 1 down.
Batting 5th, designated hitter, Jeremiah.
Here's the designated hitter for the Orioles, Jeremiah Jackson. First pitch swinging.
Well, he threw that fastball right by him. Gives him a little bit of confidence, but in the back of your mind, you got to think, is he trying to set me up for later in this at bat?
The 0-2. Swings and misses. It's a strikeout. Here's Adley Rutschman, hitless yesterday as they only pushed across 1 run.
That's a strike.
Two down, nobody on. A
Ball.
changeup missing. Going to count 1-2. Got him. Inning over. We'll move to the third with no score. All set for the start of the inning. And digging in for San Francisco, Harrison Bader. Base knock right field. And a good start to the inning.
Waste no time there. And now let's see if they force some action with good wheels on the bases.
Here's the catcher, Patrick Bailey.
Well, these Giants, as you probably noticed, haven't been shy at the plate at all. In fact, they've probably been too aggressive at times. I'm specifically talking about the first pitch. These guys are swinging more than 80% of the time, which is fine if you're scoring runs, but that hasn't been the case today.
And that one did miss, and the strike is overturned. So they've still got both their challenges. On the ground. What a stop. There's 1 and 2. What a play.
They made that double play look so easy, but it was far from routine. That's the one thing about big leaguers. They make tough plays look simple.
Base is empty after the double play. Jake McCarthy, the next Giant to hit. Bunting for a hit. The flip, but it's not in time. Base hit.
It doesn't surprise anyone when he gets on base by dropping down a bunt. I mean, this is just the latest example of him using his speed to his advantage and showing off his skills with the bat. That was very nice.
Now it's the right fielder, Jung-Hoo Lee.
Hey.
Here's your 1. Runner on the move. Pitch in for a strike. Throw, save. That's a stolen base. And that's another stolen base for the league leader.
Well, it really doesn't matter what the situation is. When a guy like this gets on first, you know he's going to steal second at some point during the at-bat. Nice job to get in the scoring position. The defense probably knew it was coming, but they just couldn't do anything to stop it.
Man at second. Struck him out without a swing. And he's registered 3. Back now at Oriole Park. Well, Siggy, this starting staff had been the backbone of the team, and once again, they're setting the tone.
Yeah, every time out, it seems like one of these arms steps up. That consistency is becoming their trademark.
Lays out, but he can't squeeze it. And that's an infield single despite a great effort at shortstop.
Batting 8th, center fielder.
Stepping in, Colton Cowser. Hitless last night, and they only scored 1 run. Ground ball up the middle. Takes it himself for 1. Double play. That was some defensive wizardry.
Batting 9th, right fielder.
Wow, Singy, what a throw. We got to take another look at it, but this time with the numbers from StatCast.
Yeah, Boog, that's about as good as it gets. You'll see the hardest throwing infielders reach 90+ on throws across the diamond, so he's pretty much right there with the best infield arms in the game. That was a rocket of a throw right there.
Here's Tyler O'Neill. Swinging a foul out of play.
Ball.
Still tied at 0, last of the third.
Ball.
Got the bat going too soon. It's strike 2.
Filthy changeup right there. Just pulled the string.
Two down, nobody on. And
Ball
now
three.
the count is full. And another power hitter lurking in the on-deck circle. And that's ball four. Tried another slurve, but couldn't find his zone. Here's the second baseman, Jackson Holliday. Grounded out his first time.
Well, the key to his success is getting ahead early in the count. He cannot afford to go deep in the counts. Doesn't have a ton of swing and miss stuff, so he's going to have to work efficiently.
Popped up to the left, into foul ground. And that is the inning. One left for the Orioles. On to the fourth, still scoreless. New inning getting started, and digging in for San Francisco, Luis Arias. Popped up. Holliday settles underneath it, and there's one down.
Up next for the Giants, shortstop Willie Adames.
Willie Adames, the next Giant to hit. Fly to center his first time. He's 0 for 1. And a swing and a miss there.
Talk about tying a guy up. That was ugly.
That misses the zone, and the count even 1-1. That one at the knees for a strike.
He's been able to go inside as well as outside, effectively working both sides of the plate in this at bat.
The shortstop takes the ball. That one misses, and it's 3-2. Got him swinging for the strikeout, and that's 4 strikeouts. Devers
Up
now.
next for the
He's
Giants,
0 for 1.
First baseman Rafael Devers.
And he grounds one to the right side. Holliday over to first, and he has thrown 4 shutout innings. Back in the ballpark, and it's been another dominant showing from this rotation, Singy.
Yeah, Boog, they've really established a rhythm in this one. You look at the way they've been attacking, it's going to be hard for this offense to get something going.
One up, one down.
Up next for the Orioles.
So now Pete Alonso at the plate. Alonso, former second-round pick out of the University of Florida. That one finds the zone. Strike 1. This one in the air, right field. And just foul. The 0-2. Swings and misses. It's a strikeout. Had him way out front of the slurve. And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one. So next a hit for Baltimore. Taylor Ward. Scoreless here, but now he's got to deal with a guy who's got some power. Got to be careful when you're talking about a hitter with this type of slug and these type of home run totals. 2 down, nobody on. In the air, right field. Lee under this one. And that'll do it. 3 up. We go to the top of the 5th, and digging in for San Francisco, Matt Chapman. That one fouled off.
Well, these Giants definitely being aggressive at the plate, but I think it's fair to wonder if they're being a little over-aggressive. They're swinging at more than 70% of the first pitches they've seen today, and it's just not working out for them.
Here's the 0-2. Chop to the left side. Slings to first. One away here in the fifth.
Up next for the Giants.
And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one. Here's Elliot Ramos.
Cold night like tonight, last thing you want to do as a hitter is get jammed or even off the end. Trying to find that sweet spot on the bat. Tell you what, you're going to be trying to catch things out front, so off-speed pitches may be a good complement to that fastball.
And a 1-1. Hard hit right side. Alonso takes it himself, and the first two set down in the top of the fifth. So here's Bader now. Single to right in his first trip. Check swing, and he went. And it's 0-1. Swings through that one for strike two.
This guy's pounding the zone. Hitters don't have time to think in between pitches.
Swings through him for the K. Had him out front for strike three. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Now here's the Orioles DH, Jeremiah Jackson. That's in there. It's 0-1. Swing and a ball popped in the air. Fair ball. So a runner aboard to start the inning. And into the box for Baltimore, Adley Rutschman. He was a strikeout victim his first time.
Right.
Swing and a ball popped up. Adames settles under it. And there's one down.
Up next for the Orioles.
Go ahead run on base. Jordan Westburg, the next to hit for the Orioles. Reached on an infield single his first time. Here comes the 0-1. And that one fouled off.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow climb back into this at bat through the count.
That's a ball.
Outside low, and the count 1-2. Got him swinging.
He came out of his mechanics there. Typically likes to shoot the ball the other way, but that time a little anxious.
And next for the Orioles, Colton Cowser. He hit into a double play his first time up. To third, and that chance handled. Fires across the diamond.
You're out.
That ends the frame. Still nothing on the scoreboard. Back here in Baltimore. Close game here, and a chance now to look at a few highlights from this one. Next to hit, Patrick Bailey.
Giants, catcher Patrick Bailey.
In the air to left center. Ward on the move to the alley. He's got it. One pitch and one out.
Up next for the Giants, the designated hitter, Jake McCarthy.
Next is the designated hitter, Jake McCarthy. Bunting for a hit. He pops it up. And that's a bunt single. That was placed perfectly.
Up next for the Giants.
Maybe a little small ball is exactly what the doctor ordered to rev up this offense, and they've been pretty quiet all game, so maybe this wakes them up a bit and helps them get on the board.
Go ahead run on base. Jung-Hoo Lee will hit next. Runner on the go. Pitch in for a strike. Safe at second, and that was not close. And the go-ahead run is now in scoring position.
Here's what I think the manager's thinking right now. Today, we're not driving the ball. It's hard to get extra base hits. We've got to make something happen to get a runner into scoring position. That stolen base, excellent call. Now, all it takes is perhaps a single to put a run on the board.
Way out front for strike two.
As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit's probably going to be a big run, so you really have to execute on the mound.
Foul ball. It stays 0-2. Go ahead run at second, and we're in the top half of the sixth. Missed with a changeup. Ball one.
Pretty frugal guy. He is very efficient with the pitch count in this one.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Runner at second here, one gone. And there's two away.
Up next for the Giants, second baseman Luis Ariz.
So the go-ahead run in scoring position. Luis Ariz stands in. And that is out of play. And that one fouled off. Man on second, two down. Base hit. Here comes the throw. But it's offline. He will score. On the board first, it's 1-0.
Well, there you go. The RBI machine. Another clutch run scoring at bat.
Yeah, he's been so good in these situations. Call it clutch if you want, but his resume speaks for itself. Digging in, Willie Adames. Outfield playing very deep, not wanting anything over their heads.
Ball.
Swing and a miss, strike one.
Just not able to catch up to that velocity.
The 1-1. Lifted in the air, left field, pretty well struck. Ward gets under it. And that is that. Welcome back. Quite a pitcher's duel so far. Here's how the starters have performed up to this point. O'Neill, the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball one.
Ball two.
2-0 to count. Here it comes.
Ahoy!
Liner snagged at first.
Well, baseball can be cruel, can it? I mean, sometimes it gives and sometimes it takes away. He did everything right on that swing, but he's got nothing to show for it.
Jackson Holiday, the next to hit for the Orioles.
Ball, that's too low.
Home team down a run here in the bottom of the 6th. And he hits a ground ball right side, and that one handled. Tosses to first. Fine play in the hole for the out.
I wasn't sure if he was going to get to this one or not. Had to go a pretty good way there in the shallow right field. But then after that, it's a tough angle after you square up your shoulders to throw to first base. Not the normal position, but a really good job defensively right there.
And here is Gunnar Henderson. Just off the outside edge. Ball 1. Henderson with an uncharacteristic stretch of poor play lately.
Ball 2.
Even superstars have their slumps from time to time, Boog, and he's no exception. He's too good to struggle much longer, though. I'd expect him to turn it around soon.
That's off the mark. 3 balls, no strikes. And that's in for a strike.